My so-called best friend pretends to be me and steals my identity as the CEO. She spends money recklessly and announces she'll buy apartments in the city for our longtime employees. Everyone praises her as the perfect boss. Not only that, but she also steals my husband. Even my son calls her mommy. So, when I am accused of having bipolar disorder and other mental health issues, no one speaks up for me. My young son has no idea that I am his birth mother. The company and assets my parents have left me have been taken by my best friend too. In the end, my body ulcerates and I pass away in a psychiatric hospital. When I open my eyes again, I realize I am back on the day my best friend used my money to buy apartments for our employees. She stands in the center of the crowd, taking in all the praises. You are beautiful, and so is your heart, Miss Moore. You care about us so much, always handing out bonuses, and now you want to set up a fund to help us buy homes. I'd work for you until I die. And so I quietly changed the password on the bank card that funds all this. This time, I'll make sure my dear friend and my beloved husband experience the wonderful life they truly deserve. I am willing to work myself to death for a boss like Miss Moore. I mean, who else will be this lucky to meet someone like her in their lifetime? I seriously cannot believe that she is paying out of her own pocket to set up a fund and buy us homes. Come up to the stage, Miss Moore. Everyone's waiting for your speech. My head spun, noise buzzing around my ears. When I opened my eyes, I saw Hazel White, my best friend, surrounded by employees. Being ushered onto the stage, what was going on? I stared down at myself in disbelief. My body wasn't covered in sores and my legs weren't broken. I was still frozen when an employee walked past and shoved me aside. Hey, isn't this Miss Moore's nanny? She shouted. What are you doing here? This isn't a place for you. Get out of here. The sharp pain in my shoulder made everything clear. I had been reborn. In the crowd, Hazel glanced back at me, her tone somewhat impatient. Why are you here? Trying to cause more trouble? Gosh, you are useless. You'd better not forget what you need to do later. In my previous life, my health deteriorated after giving birth. I barely showed up at the company anymore, and that was when Hazel suggested she could attend events on my behalf. I had actually believed she meant well, that she wanted me to rest and recover. I never imagined she was doing it to replace me and slowly steal everything I owned. Fine, I'll go back to the office, I said, letting out a small scoff before walking away and quietly changing the password on my bank card. Oh, Hazel, from now on, it will be showtime for you. It was pouring heavily in Jovania on the day I finished my postpartum treatment. Hazel had showed up at my door, soaked from head to toe. She was kneeling on the ground, begging me to take her in. She said her parents were going to sell her to a fool from their village for a bride price of $200,000. She said only I could save her, and that she did not care even if she had to work as a nanny in my home. Hazel had been my best friend. How could I watch her sacrifice herself to a miserable life? So I let her stay. I even paid her parents $2 million to settle the matter. Since she had studied medicine, I asked her to help me recover and regain my health. My husband, Richard Hudson, traveled a lot for work, so having Hazel around truly lifted my spirits. I never actually made her work as a nanny. Instead, I gave her a bank card and told her she could spend it however she liked. Gradually, things started to feel off. The household staff stopped listening to my orders. Even if I wanted an extra dessert, they would check with Hazel first. More outrageously, Richard would take her with him on multiple business trips. When my son, Miles, spoke his first word, he called Hazel mommy. Richard said Hazel was my best friend, and he was the one who had told the household staff to ask her instead of bothering me. He also said Miles was still young and didn't know any better, that I was his real mother no matter what. So I believed him. Hazel even acted hurt because I doubted her, saying she wanted to move out. At that point, I genuinely believed my postpartum emotions had made me overly sensitive. I apologized to her and even agreed to her suggestion.